Earth's location would now be hidden from the galaxy forever, but only if Austin Phillips could stop the alien spy on his ship from revealing the coordinates to the sadistic Lemnorian Empire. The 35-year-old diplomat sat hunched in the dimly lit conference room aboard the Concorde. He pored over top-secret files detailing the Lemnorians' disturbing activities. The reports described how the aliens had kidnapped humans from frontier worlds and brutally experimented on them. Their goal to isolate and weaponize the genes that gave humans their legendary toughness and grit. Austin's pulse quickened as he read. If the Lemnorians succeeded in controlling humanity's gifts, they could conquer the galaxy, enslaving all in their path. Earth itself would burn. Alarms blared. The lights cut out. Austin sprinted to the bridge as the ship quaked. "Report," the captain barked. "Lemnorian dreadnought off the port bow. They're hailing us." The comms crackled. A hologram materialized. The bone-white face of Lemnorian Commander Jackson, eyes like pits. "Human vessel. You have breached Lemnorian space. Prepare to be boarded." "Bullshit," Austin spat. "This is neutral territory. We're on a diplomatic mission." "Your exact position is secret," Jackson hissed. "The only way we could know is if you have a traitor aboard." The hologram vanished. The dreadnought opened fire. Austin's blood ran cold. The Lemnorians didn't just know about the plan to hide Earth. One of his own people had told them. The Concorde shuddered under the Lemnorian assault, the ship's failing shields barely holding back the onslaught of weapons fire. Austin raced through the quaking corridors, his heart pounding, his mind reeling at the revelation that a traitor walked among them. He burst into the dimly lit conference room, locking the door behind him with trembling hands. Fumbling with the controls, Austin hastily established a secure comlink to Earth Central Command. The screen flickered to life, revealing the grim face of Admiral Stark. "Phillips, we have a situation," Stark said, his voice tight. "Intelligence suggests the traitor is Lemnorian sympathetic. They're likely trying to sabotage the diplomatic mission to prevent Earth from being declared off-limits." Austin's stomach twisted. "What are my orders, sir?" "Root out and neutralize the spy at any cost. The future of humanity depends on it." As if to punctuate the Admiral's words, another volley rocked the Concorde, the lights flickering ominously. "Understood," Austin said, ending the transmission. He hurried to the shuttle bay, his footsteps echoing in the eerie silence. The bay was deserted, the traitor nowhere to be seen. Austin's eyes fell upon a message scrawled on the wall in an alien script, the sight of it sending a chill down his spine. "The Lemnorians are the future. Humanity's time is over." With a sinking feeling, Austin realized the traitor must have stolen the classified reports detailing humanity's plan. If the Lemnorians acquired that information, they would know exactly how to counter it. Gritting his teeth, Austin manually overrode the shuttle bay doors, the warning alarms blaring as the compartment depressurized. He magnetized his boots, pushing off towards the waiting diplomatic shuttle. He barely sealed himself inside before another blast from the Lemnorian ship sheared off the shuttle bay, the shriek of rending metal filling his ears. Hands flying over the unfamiliar controls, Austin directed the shuttle towards the looming Lemnorian warship, a desperate plan taking shape in his mind. The fate of humanity now rested solely on his shoulders, the weight of it threatening to crush him. He took a deep breath, his grip tightening on the controls. Austin's hands flew over the shuttle's controls, his heart racing as he hacked into the Lemnorian ship's systems. Sweat dripped down his face, the ship's strange organic architecture looming ever closer. With a final keystroke, the warship's weapons and shields around a small hangar bay flickered and died. Austin gripped the controls tight, gritting his teeth as he aimed the shuttle at the opening. The crash landing was brutal, the shuttle skidding and sparking across the hangar floor. Austin was jostled violently in his seat, his head slamming against the console. Dazed, he fumbled for his plasma pistol and kicked open the shuttle door. Two Lemnorian guards were rushing towards the wreckage, their chitinous exoskeletons glinting in the dim light. Austin didn't hesitate. 2 quick shots from his pistol, and the guards crumpled. Sizzling holes burned through their chests. Ears ringing from the crash, Austin staggered to a nearby computer terminal, his fingers already working to pull up a schematic of the ship. Where would the traitor go? His eyes scanned the holographic blueprint, searching for... there! A blinking red light in the central data core. Someone was accessing the core from that location, uploading the stolen files, no doubt. Memorizing the route, Austin set off at a run, his footsteps echoing in the eerie pulsing corridors. The walls seemed to throb around him, like the ship itself was alive. Rounding a corner, a hulking Lemnorian soldier loomed before him. Austin reacted on instinct. He lunged forward, grappling with the alien, his muscles straining against the creature's immense strength. The Lemnorian's claws dug into his arms, drawing blood. Gritting his teeth against the pain, Austin wrenched the plasma rifle from the alien's grip. He jammed the barrel under the Lemnorian's chin and pulled the trigger. The soldier's head snapped back. A searing hole burned through its exoskeleton. Panting, Austin snatched up the rifle and pressed on, the weight of his mission crushing down on him. Earth was counting on him. Humanity's future was at stake. But as he neared the data core, a chill ran down his spine. The traitor had access to the Concord systems. How had it been so easy to escape the shuttle bay, to hack the Lemnorian ship? The rifle suddenly felt heavy in his hands. Cold dread seeped into his veins as the horrible realization hit him. He wasn't the hunter, he was the prey. His rifle at the ready, Austin cautiously approached the data core, the eerie green glow from the chamber's walls pulsing in time with his racing heart. As he drew closer, a lone figure came into view, silhouetted against the massive holographic display dominating the center of the room. The figure turned slowly, and Austin's blood ran cold as he recognized the face of his longtime friend and colleague, Commander Tarin. "Tarin, what are you doing here?" Austin asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Tarin's once warm eyes now gleamed with an alien light, his voice layered with static as he spoke. "I've seen the future, Austin. The Lemnorians. They're destined to rule the galaxy. It's inevitable." Austin shook his head, his grip tightening on his rifle. No, you're wrong. We can stop them. We have to." "Don't you see? Resistance is futile," Tarin insisted, taking a step forward. "Join me, Austin. Join the winning side." Heart heavy with betrayal, Austin raised his rifle, aiming it squarely at Tarin's chest. "I can't do that. I won't." Suddenly the chamber plunged into darkness, the holographic display flickering and dying. A bone-chilling screech filled the air, echoing off the walls. Before Austin could react, a massive insectoid creature dropped from the ceiling, its razor-sharp mandibles gleaming in the faint light. It slammed into him, pinning him to the floor, the rifle clattering out of his grasp. Austin struggled against the creature's immense weight, its mandibles snapping mere inches from his face. Out of the corner of his eye, he caught a glimpse of Tarin fleeing, a Lemnorian data drive clutched in his hand. With a burst of desperate strength, Austin managed to free one arm, his fingers scrabbling for the fallen rifle. He grasped it, brought it up, and fired blindly into the creature's underbelly. The creature reeled back, screeching in pain, its ichor splattering the floor. Seizing the opportunity, Austin scrambled to his feet and took off after Tarin, following the sound of his retreating footsteps. He raced down a dimly lit corridor, the walls pulsing with the same eerie light as the data core. The corridor opened into a small hangar bay, where a sleek alien ship was preparing to launch, its engines humming to life. Austin burst into the hangar, just as the ship's ramp began to rise, Tarin silhouetted against the bright interior light. Over the roar of the engines, Tarin shouted, "You're too late. I've already transmitted the data. The Lemnorians will control Earth, and there's nothing you can do to stop it." As the ship lifted off, Austin made a split-second decision. He sprinted forward, leaping onto the ascending ramp, his fingers scrabbling for purchase. The ship exited the hangar, plunging into the inky void of space, Austin clinging desperately to the ramp as the coldness of the void seeped into his bones. Austin's fingers strained as he clung to the landing ramp, the coldness of space seeping into his suit. His oxygen supply dwindled with each ragged breath. With a final, desperate heave, he hauled himself into the airlock, slamming his fist against the control panel. The outer door sealed shut and the chamber repressurized with a hiss. Staggering into the main corridor, Austin found himself face to face with Tarin. The traitor aimed a plasma pistol at Austin's chest, his face a mask of cold determination. "You're too late," Tarin said, his voice flat. "The Lemnorians have the key to humanity's downfall now." Austin's heart hammered in his chest. He raised his hand slowly, palms out. "Tarin, please think about what you're doing. We're friends. We swore an oath to protect Earth together." For a moment, Tarin's resolve seemed to waver. His eyes flickered with a hint of his former self, the man Austin had known for years. But then, with a shake of his head, Tarin steeled himself. His finger tightened on the trigger. The plasma bolt sizzled past Austin's ear as he dodged to the side. Acting on pure instinct, he tackled Tarin, sending them both tumbling to the floor. They grappled for control of the pistol, rolling across the cold metal grating. As they struggled, Austin caught sight of a small blinking device on Tarin's chest. A neural implant, pulsing with an eerie green light, the source of his brainwashing. With a surge of strength, Austin ripped the device free. Tarin convulsed, his eyes rolling back in his head. He went limp, the pistol clattering from his grasp. Breathing heavily, Austin staggered to his feet. He lurched towards the ship's control panel, his eyes scanning the screens for any way to stop the transmission of the stolen data. But it was too late. The upload was complete. Earth's secrets were in Lemnorian hands. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. A countdown appeared on the screen, the numbers ticking down rapidly. Austin's blood ran cold. The ship was set to self-destruct. With seconds to spare, he dragged Tarin's unconscious form to the airlock. He punched the control panel and the outer door slid open. The void of space yawned before them. Austin hurled Tarin out into the emptiness. He leaped after him, just as the ship exploded behind them. The shockwave sent Austin tumbling, his suit's thrusters firing automatically to stabilize him. He drifted in the silent void, watching the debris of the Lemnorian ship burn up in Earth's atmosphere. A grim realization settled over him like a shroud. The Lemnorians now possessed the knowledge to break humanity. Earth's only hope lay in complete isolation, cutting itself off from the rest of the galaxy. With a heavy heart, Austin activated his suit's distress beacon. He knew that the price of Earth's safety might be the end of humanity's interstellar ambitions. As he awaited rescue, adrift in the cold embrace of space, Austin wondered if the true cost of declaring Earth off limits would be humanity's very soul. You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.